What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Hoop State preview show. I'm Miles Massacola. I'm here with Coach Chad Williams at First Flight High School, getting ready to talk about good guys versus cancer.
This is historic. This is cultural. This matters.
It was our fifth time back here in the Outer Banks for Good Guys versus Cancer. And just what does this event mean to this community? Not only the school here, the student body, the faculty, but everyone here in the Outer Banks that gets to experience this, all the talent that comes out here every year.
Yeah, it's really taken on a life of its own, and it seems like it is tied to me at the hip. Wherever I go, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. Someone asks me about who's coming this year and what are the dates, and last week alone I had about 10 people come to me and say, when are tickets going on sale? People have become very passionate about it, and in some respects I think I sort of lose focus on the big picture at times, and I worry sometimes about the work that goes into it, and but then it's bringing such a focus on cancer research, and some people may not even realize it, and they're saying good guys versus cancer, and then maybe it hits them somewhere down the road like, oh man, that was really not just about basketball. But it's really exciting for our locals here to have the level of players that come here, the talent level, and the teams that are coming, and the coaches that are coming are amazing, and it's become an event that, like I said, it's taken on a life of its own, and I'm very proud of where we are.
Did mention the teams. We have a lot of teams. We have 4 days of games. We have a lot of games. Let's run through it. There are some really, really talented players coming this year. Some new faces to this crowd, and some familiar ones that have been coming for what feels like ages now since this thing has really started. So, Ambassador Christian, Blue Ridge School, Burlington School, Camden High School, Cape Hatteras High School, Croatan High School, Currituck High School, Davidson Day School, Farmville Central High School, First Flight High School, Green Level High School, Greenfield School, Hargrave Military High School, John Marshall High School, J.L. Chambers High School, Kinston High School, Lake Norman High School, Manteo High School, Millbrook High School, Miller School, Moravian Prep, New Hanover High School, Northern Nash High School, Peninsula Catholic, St. Anne's Belfield, Washington High School, West Bladen High School, Word of God Christian Academy. Per usual, this event features many ranked players through all the different classes, and those players are as follows. C.J. Rosser, the number 1 ranked sophomore in the country out of Northern Nash High School. Also, another top 10 sophomore, number 8, King Gibson at the Burlington School. Number 31 ranked junior, Latrell Allman at John Marshall High School. Number 43 ranked senior, Isaiah Dennis at a Davidson Day. Number 48 ranked senior, Chance Mallory at a St. Anne's Belfield. The number 56th ranked junior, Taurus Bowie at a J.L. Chambers. Eli Ellis, the 57th ranked senior out of Moravian Prep. We also have Marcus Kerr, the 77th ranked junior out of J.L. Chambers. Ryan Crotty, the 89th ranked senior out of Miller School. And then we also have the 91st ranked junior, Kobe Edwards out of Greenfield School. All right, as always, there's so much going on in this event. We had to kind of harp it down to a couple key storylines. So first up, starting on Wednesday night, Moravian Prep is back at the beach. Eli Ellis coming back, and they're playing against a team that they have a real history with in Word of God. Should be a fun one. What are you kind of expecting from that matchup and just having those two teams battle it out in this gym again?
Well, I think, Moravian coming in knowing they've only got one game. I think they're going to lay it out all on the line. And Coach Ellis has been really good to us, He didn't have to come to this event a few years ago. The first time he came, I think he was really hesitant and trying to, really do I want to go to, the Outer Banks, North Carolina in December? And then he came, and I don't think his kids would let him not come.
No, I could tell you that's the case.
Yeah, and our fans love them, and they love our fans. And after the game, they're up there sitting with, they're throwing T-shirts to our crowd. But they're such a fun team to watch. They're like us, but on a different level. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to my kids, but these kids are. They're all going somewhere, but they play fast. They shoot threes. They're exciting to watch. They talk a lot of trash, which the fans love. As a coach, I don't know, but they're super fun to watch. And to watch Eli, he's always had this social media hype, but now the respect is catching up with it. It's not just hype. This kid's legit.
It was one of those that we all saw when he came here, and then everyone else, it seems like they're catching up. And because when substance is added to hype, you get results. And
Absolutely,
that's what it is.
And he doesn't pass the eye test. You know what? But you know what? What does pass the eye test is the scorebook at the end of the game. And who he's going up against night in and night out. And he's doing his thing, man. Our fans are going to love them like they always do. They've probably got one of the better lineups they've had, top to bottom. And so it's going to be fun having them here. Yep.
It will be. One name for the fans, Cole Rosario. Does not look like he can fly, but he absolutely can. Next up, we have two major powerhouses in Virginia taking on two major powerhouses in North Carolina on back-to-back nights. Stab will be playing both JL Chambers and Davidson Day. John Marshall will be doing the same. What do you make of those matchups going down in this gym? It is going to be absolutely crazy.
Those are legitimately 4 state title contenders in their respective classifications.
Absolutely.
And that's no hyperbole. That's no stretch of the imagination. That's just no cap, as the kids would say. That's facts. These are 4 phenomenal high school basketball teams. They don't deserve to just be ranked in the local state level. These are nationally ranked programs that are going to end up there by the end of this year if they don't start there.
John Marshall had them last year. They were in one of the most instant classic games of this event against Myers Park, and then we also saw them get a big win over Richmond, and they bring back Latrell Allman, the force in the middle, who we saw put together some pretty good performances here. They're a powerhouse.
On the national level, yes, they are a powerhouse. They're so much more than Allman. Ty White does a fantastic job. I know they've got some players coming back from the guard that can really shoot the ball.
Yep, Aiden Argerbright going to Richmond.
Yeah, going to Richmond. He was fantastic here last year. He sort of stole the show just a little bit. But then there's some new players, some new faces there. I understand, and they're always going to be talented, but they're also well coached and they play hard. I mean, they get after it, and they are one of the most exciting teams to watch.
I think they're a team that their intensity is contagious throughout not only the court but the crowd. Like the level of intensity that they bring on a game-to-game basis, you feel it in the gyms that they play. Davidson Day School, a team that won a state championship last year in NCISAA. They feature a top 50 player in Isaiah Dennis and a load of other talent. I know you said you don't know a ton about their program. Obviously, relatively new on the scene with what they have this year with Dennis coming in, but excited to have them nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you can add a state champion to the teams that are coming, I think you've stacked the deck just a little bit more. They're coming in not just with the reputation of having a good team, but also having really good players and just an overall fantastic program. So, it's kind of like, we had Cannon come in last year, sort of the same thing, just a program that was coming in with good players, good coaches. And so to have them come in, I'm really excited to have them come in.
Definitely. And next, St. Anne's Belfield out of Charlottesville, Virginia, led by Chance Mallory. They got Austin Williford, Denzel Coles, Connor Lyons. They have a really, really special group. And Coach Damon's an unbelievable guy and a guy that represents this event incredibly well. But looking at their roster led by Chance Mallory, I mean, they're a showstopper.
Really good program. It's not just a team, it's a program. Damon Altizer is a phenomenal coach. He's a great trainer, and that's how I met him. He was actually training a kid I saw it on YouTube, and a kid who looked like one of my kids, so I called him and said, hey, you want to come down here and train one of my kids? And he thinks I'm crazy probably, but he drives from Charlottesville down the beach. He starts training some of my kids, and then he gets the job at Stab. And so, we've got this relationship that we had, and then Damon's a special person. People don't realize everything he's got going on, and then the program that he has. And 2 years ago when they were here, and all the hype was about Carter Lang, and I said, dude, this little point guard is phenomenal. Like, he is so good. Like, all the hype was around these other people, and I was like, man, this kid,
he's the one.
He gets it, dude. Like, it was. To me, it was like that's all I could watch when they were on the floor was Chance, and I'm so happy for him. He just committed to Virginia, and so he's local kid going to local school, and by the way, they won the national championship a few years ago. It's a natural fit for them. He's just a great kid, and Damon and his staff are just really, really good people. Yeah,
I said when he committed to UVA, he's a second weekend guy, meaning like he's going to get UVA back to a second, maybe a third weekend in his time there. He's that kind of player where the will that he has to win these games is just unbelievable. And he'll do anything necessary to find a way to do it, and they have a lot of talent around them too. So it's going to be a really, really fun group. Julius L. Chambers is coming to town, and you were really excited about their 2026 duo, Marcus Kerr and Taurus Bowie. You saw them firsthand light up another major 4A school this summer, who will remain nameless for now.
Well, no, I'm going to talk about it. Sorry, Chris. Here you go, buddy.
We're going to give Millbrook their flowers later.
Yeah, it was a live period at Bermuda Run, and it was all eyes were on the gym. And I'd never seen Chambers play. I mean, I'd seen their box scores. I knew they'd been competitive with some really good teams. And I watched like 2 plays, and I was like, "Holy cow, who is this? Who are these 2 kids?" And then it just snowballed. It just kept going, and the score kept popping. And they're super talented. And immediately after that game at Bermuda Run, I went up to their coach.
Hey, Coach.
I introduced myself as, "Hey, man, you don't know me from Adam's House Cat. I'm Chad Williams. I'm the head coach at First Flight High School. Like that's on the beach." He's like, and I'm like, "I do Good Guys versus Cancer," and I don't think he was real familiar with it. But then I sent him some info, and then I sent him last year's preview show, and he saw who was there, and I think he saw the highlights of what we kind of do here. And within a week, they was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Man, I'm serious, man. Yeah, here's the deal." And so
you're getting 2 big games too.
You're getting 2 big time games, and he's bringing a big time lineup in. They are super excited to watch. I mean, super fun to watch. And my kids are going to absolutely love them. This crowd is going to go nuts watching these.
Yeah, and Coach Frazier, a good guy. You could check him out on Road to the Rafters. We had a special run with Chambers that one year. So, and next up, we have some history for this event, and that history is coming from Northern Nash High School. C.J. Rosser will be the first ever #1 ranked player in their respective class to play in this event.
Northern Nash played us last year. So we played them twice last year. They came here. Their football team was still playing football. They were in the semifinals.
Randall King.
Yeah, Randall King. Yeah, that's another story altogether. But so we beat them here, and then we go to Northern Nash, and Randall King dunked on one of my kids so hard. I think it had 2.5 million views. I don't know. It was the play of the week on Huddle. Like it was ridiculous. So they had two kids play in the East-West game, and they had C.J. Rosser, who's now the #1 player in the country. And we beat them last year.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, once. And then we lost to – we had a chance to beat them at their place too. And so I'm just saying we can play, but our fans won't remember – this kid that was here last year.
No, he's a whole
He's
different
not
beast.
the same kid, right? Exactly. And I think that's what's exciting is that they're gonna. I mean, they didn't have him last year. They did, but
they didn't have him.
They didn't have him. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. His stock has risen. I mean, just astronomically since the end of last season. And having those 2 kids around him last year let him sort of develop a little bit, without having to be the man on that team. They were really good. And I think that played a part in it. And now that he is the man, I mean, he's going to run with it. #1 player in the country. And they don't just anoint you. You have to earn it. And so I can't wait for him to get here.
We're going to take a really quick break and shoot it over to one of our sponsors. We'll be right back with you soon.
My name's Chase Patterson, and I'm with Albemarle Landscapes and Tree Service. I went all through grade school here in Dare County, so this school and the teachers and the faculty, they all mean a lot to me, and everything that Chad's doing, bringing all this together to First Flight High School is really, really awesome, and it means a lot to us. There's still a lot of guys that live here on the Outer Banks. Everybody's talking about this event, and we all can't wait for it. We own a local landscape company, and we provide turf management for all of the athletic fields, take care of the football field, the soccer field, and the baseball field here at First Flight. Have moved on to trying to help with rec parks also, so just trying to give back as much as we can. Yeah, so I'm super proud to be sponsoring with Albemarle Landscapes for Good Guys versus Cancer. Last year was an awesome turnout. We can't wait for this year.
Hanover High School is making their debut in this event. They'll be taking on a couple of good teams, Miller School with Ryan Crotty, and then they'll also be playing Lake Norman, led by Clemson commit Trent Steinauer? What kind of test is this going to be for New Hanover as they try to make it back and actually get over the hump and win the state championship this go around?
Well, probably not one they were really expecting, to be honest. Kirk doesn't know who he's playing yet, so Kirk, here you go, buddy. I told you I was going to try to get you maybe an easy one on Friday and a good one on Saturday. Well, it didn't quite work out that way.
You don't come to this event to play easy games.
No, it didn't quite work out that way. I'm hoping he's as excited about hope you're excited about who you're playing as we are. But he's got two great matchups, and I love the public school versus private school matchups when we can do them. And for North Carolina schools, there's no disadvantage to playing a private school, and sort of vice versa. In Virginia. But for New Hanover to come up here and to play the two teams they're playing, one they think they could very possibly be facing in March, and to play one that they know there's no way they can play in March. But dang, why am I getting them this early in December? Because Miller School's got a chance to win the state championship up there too.
Definitely.
So two good matchups for him. And Kirk, thanks, buddy. That's what good guys do.
Chad, you mentioned Miller School. You mentioned Ryan Crotty. We talked about how he could be in very much favor to this fan base here on the island. They have a couple big games. They have New Hanover, as we just mentioned. They also will be playing Green Level, which is an interesting matchup for Crotty, considering he grew up about 15 minutes away from there, and now will be coming from Charlottesville to the Outer Banks to play them. So it's a perfect. It's exactly how they drew it up.
It's just strictly, coincidental, 100%. Really, we had no intentions of putting Crotty against a team from Raleigh, I swear. No, it just sort of, it's the way it fell.
Oh, so it's almost like they were in the same conference, too.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think both teams and I think have something that they're going to go back and forth on, and I think Ryan's going to be really excited to have the opportunity to play against Green Level, and I think Green Level is going to, Erickson's going to have and his crew is going to have a point to prove playing against them.
I think so too. Our guy Scott Taylor, who's already about to make history at this event, has already done it in his own way. The only NFL player to ever play in this event, New England Patriot quarterback Drake May. He did that here in 2019. They've had a part of some other classic games at Myers Park, and now he will be the first coach to ever lead two different teams into Good Guys versus Cancer as he takes in Brassiter Christian, a startup school. They're trying to build their basketball resume, and it works out for everybody because they got a really good team with some really good players.
Yeah, and it's good. It's going to be. I'm actually ordering some uniforms and having them delivered here in case they don't have theirs yet, because they're just starting up and getting started. So
what are those uniforms going to look like?
Oh well, they'll probably be some navy blue in them. So if we have to wear them on occasion, I don't know. But we actually had that happen one year. Manio showed up and had to wear First Flight uniforms because they both wore dark jerseys, and so. But anyway.
So no bad 8 a.m. AAU stuff here. If
no.
We have backup jerseys in case we run into some sort of conundrum.
No, but last year we did have a team who only brought one pair of shorts, if you'll remember. So,
I do remember that.
Yeah, but they also went for 70 against us wearing the wrong shorts. So there's always that.
That is 50 for Paul McNeil Jr. with a tween Steph Curry round-the-back hot ball from the parking lot.
Next up, we have a potential NCISAA 2A state championship preview between Greenfield and the Burlington School, two really, really high-level guards, both top 100 guys in their respective class, and Ken Gibson for TBS and Kobe Edwards for Greenfield. How do you see that matchup going down?
Well, that's one it's interesting because it's not just for bragging rights. It's for somewhere down the line as far as where they're going to end up. For in their respective 2A class, and both guards are really good. They've got complementary players around them. They're both well coached, and they're very similar in that they are just gritty and annoying to play against. And so to have a matchup like that here that actually it means something more than most of the games do. I mean, they all mean something, but this one has higher,
real long-term stakes.
Absolutely.
All right, and to wrap it up, we're going to talk about your team and who you guys play. And you guys, as always, are not ducking any sort of competition. You're ready to play, and you have Millbrook and Kinston, as usual, a 4A Raleigh Power in Millbrook. What do you anticipate from your team in that game, and what kind of opportunity does this present for them as you guys get ready to go into conference and then playoffs eventually?
Well, I mean, Millbrook is a perennial power. We played them to start the season 2 years ago. And they embarrassed us. I think I might even sat down and stopped coaching at some point. it was at Greenfield, first game of the year, and they absolutely just took us to the woodshed.
Yeah, I called that game.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And we got a lot better after that because there was no paint left on the walls in the locker room. They sent me a bill for that, but Chris does a great job, and he's got good kids, and they work hard, and they do the right things, and they play hard on both ends of the floor, and they're going to execute. But I think we have a little bit of pride that we want to try and get back. We've played Millbrook twice now. We played them in Asheville the very first year that Coaches versus Cancer happened. We got invited to Asheville, and that's who we played in Asheville. And they beat us by about 25, but I think we combined for 32 threes in the game. I think that's the state record for combined, even though we hit 28 in a game once and lost. That's another story. Also, altogether, defense is completely optional, I swear.
28 in a game, didn't break 32 and lost.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's kind of It was threes against twos, and somehow the math won't math, and we're not going to lay down, and we're not going to lay down here. And we're going to find a way to compete.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to have Millbrook coming in. I'm excited about playing Millbrook. And our kids are going to be excited about playing them as well. I can promise you this: First Light High School is going to be here on December 6th and 7th, and we're going to be laced up, ready to go. And I don't care who's on the other side of the floor; they better be too.
I love it. That's a perfect way to end this. Chad, appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
Always great being here in the Outer Banks. Be sure to come back with us for Good Guys versus Cancer. It's one of those things that obviously we want people to tune in and watch a stream, but you don't understand it unless you're here. You got to find a way to get here to see it, experience it, and understand what kind of impact this has on the people of this community and just everyone that is in here in the gym that day. You leave here a happier person than you walked in. And that's what this event is about. We'll see you guys soon.
Mr. Pop.
They weren't joking when they said the atmosphere was second to none.
It's different. It's different. It is crazy here, man.
Again, we've played all over the country in my 19 years, and I've never seen anything like it.
Gets it back, takes a three here. It is up. And one, a 4-point play.
I think that the support that the basketball community has, I guess they call it Hoop State for a reason.
I'm from the Hoop State. North Carolina has so much history of basketball.
Hoop State, I need it!